Thank you, Ryan, Kyle, and Richmond Observer Sports for giving me an opportunity to talk about and remember Coach Jason Norton, a.k.a. Biggie Bigs. Being a former Red Ram, I had known the Bigs, and you would have had to have been living under a rock to not know who he was in the great town of Hamlet and all the successes he had here at the high school, with kicking and setting records and all. But being a young man coming through Hamlet Junior High, one of the things that always stood out to me going to the games on Friday night was the relationship he had, with Chad and the rest of the kickers and how they conducted their pre-game routine and warm-up. Biggs always seemed to have a good coaching point after each field goal, punt, or kickoff attempt during the warm-up. I always thought that was pretty cool, so that stood out to me pretty well. So when it came time for me to go to the high school, I think he ended up taking a job and got hired at Hamlet Junior High. So I had just missed an opportunity possibly being coached by him at that time. So fast forward 2006, I get into public education and coaching, and this is where we became very, very close. There were multiple hilarious instances and moments we shared from that point up until. As a young coach, you're green, you're at the bottom of the totem pole, but our dealings and interactions were always nothing short of comical, and he was always like an older brother to me, inside the building and outside of the building. One thing I'll keep in mind is second block that year. I was a TA right around the corner in D-Pod, and his math room was in D-Pod. So around second block, he would always call and say, "Come get me, man. I got to go to the bathroom." So, I'd make time and go over there and relieve him. And if you ever visited his room in D-Pod where he taught mathematics, it was always 0 below and frosty in there because he had that box fan on the left side of the room, always on high. So I always thought that was pretty funny. And I would make time to go by there, at the end of the day during his planning. And, always nonstop comedy and laughter. So, but whatever I needed, he was always there for me. If I needed anything, he always had my back. I'm forever grateful for him and his pop for, keeping my lawnmower serviced up and running. And that was always, very special to me. Plenty of times riding up and down the hill, going to practice and coming to practice with the AC on freeze, music blasting, numerous clinics in Greensboro. Those were special nights. Countless nights after the football games, eating pizza and that ice cream sandwich, dessert as he called it, whoever was hosting at their home. Talking about many, episodes of Martin. We both loved that show, so we were always talking about it. Fantasy football drafts, on and on. All great times I'll keep and, cherish that we shared. I'd like to say thank you, Biggs, for hitting me up many nights. I know it was rough traveling up and down the road, but I know you loved coaching, education, and you're a solid leader. So I just want to say thank you for thinking of me and calling me on your way to and fro Fayetteville. And thank you for coming by the high school all those times and hanging out with us. It was always a pleasure seeing you and, hanging out with you when you did come by. Thank you for considering me as one of your closest friends. You know, that's pretty cool. But, you know, I could keep talking all day about you, man. However, I'll save that for a later date. To Lauren, Big A, Kev, Jace, Mr. Don, we got you. We're here for you. And rest easy, Biggs. Yes, sir.